April 1st, 2006, Columbus, Ohio. A 27-year-old second-year medical student walks into a bar and is never seen again. No body, no blood, no forced exit on camera. Just one question that still keeps investigators up at night. How do you vanish from inside a building surrounded by cameras? This is the story of Brian Shaffer. Brian Randall Shaffer was the guy everyone liked. Smart, funny, laid back. Born March 1979, he graduated from Ohio State undergrad in 2003 with a microbiology degree, then immediately started medical school at OSU. Friends described him as the mom of the group, always the responsible one who made sure everyone got home safe. By spring 2006, Brian had just finished a tough block of exams. He was dating a fellow med student, Alexis Wagoner, and the two had plans: a spring break trip to Miami, then a marriage proposal on the beach. Life was good. But on Friday, March 31st, everything changed. 8 p.m. Brian and Clint meet at the Ugly Tuna Saloona, a second-floor bar on High Street, right in the heart of campus. They're pre-gaming before the official bar crawl. Brian's wearing a green polo shirt, jeans, and a big smile. At 9:15 p.m., they leave to pick up another friend, Meredith Reed. The three hot bars for the next hour. 9:56 p.m., CCTV captures Brian, Clint, and Meredith re-entering the Ugly Tuna through the only public entrance, a single escalator up from the street-level movie theater lobby. This is the last confirmed footage of Brian Shaffer alive. 10:07 p.m. The bar is packed because it's the first warm Friday of spring. The band The Spiked Drivers is playing. Witnesses later say Brian was in a great mood, talking to everyone, buying rounds. Around 11:30 p.m., Meredith decides to call it a night and drives home. Clint and Brian stay. 1 a.m., closing time approaches. Clint tries to find Brian to leave together. He can't. He calls Brian's phone, goes straight to voicemail. Clint assumes Brian left with someone else or walked the 8 minutes home. He and Meredith leave through the same escalator at 1:55 a.m., caught on camera. The bar empties. Staff do last call, wipe tables, lock up. Brian is nowhere. Here's what makes this case legendary. The Ugly Tuna had one public entrance exit, that escalator. A fixed security camera recorded everyone who came in and everyone who went out. Police reviewed every frame from 9 p.m. to closing. Brian is clearly seen going up the escalator at 9:56 p.m. He is never seen coming back down. Not at 1 a.m., not at 2 a.m., not when the staff left through a service door at 2:30 a.m. Over 200 people left the bar that night. Brian Shaffer is not one of them. So where did he go? Theory 1, the construction exit. At the back of the bar was a service door that opened onto an active construction site for a new mall. That door led to a freight elevator and eventually outside. But here's the problem. The service door was locked from the outside and opened only outward. Staff swore it hadn't been used all night. And even if Brian somehow slipped out that way, there were still motion-activated cameras in the construction zone. They recorded nothing. Theory 2, he's still in the building. In 2006, police brought cadaver dogs into the Ugly Tuna. The dogs alerted strongly near the service area, but the building was under heavy renovation. Concrete was being poured for a new bar called The Lodge. Searchers drilled into fresh concrete. Nothing. The building has since been completely demolished and rebuilt. Some people still believe Brian is inside those foundations. Theory 3, he left with someone and met foul play. A week later, Brian's cell phone suddenly pinged a tower in Hilliard, 14 miles northwest of Columbus. One single ping, then dead forever. Some speculate someone turned it on briefly to throw off investigators. Theory 4, Brian walked away on purpose. The most painful theory for his family. Brian's mother, Renee, had died of cancer just 3 weeks earlier. Friends say he was quietly devastated. One witness claimed two blonde women approached Brian around 1:30 a.m. and said, "We're leaving for spring break. Come with us." Did Brian, heartbroken and drunk, decide to disappear and start over? April turned to summer. Brian missed final exams. He missed proposing to Alexis in Miami. His face was everywhere. Billboards, national news, America's Most Wanted. In 2008, Brian's father, Randy, while cleaning up storm damage from Hurricane Ike, was killed when a tree branch struck him. He died never knowing what happened to his son. In 2014, a tip came in, a man in Mexico claiming to be Brian Shaffer. DNA proved it was not him. As of November 2025, Brian's case remains open and active with the Columbus Police Cold Case Unit. Almost 20 years later, that single escalator camera still runs 24/7. Every night at 1:55 a.m., the exact time Clint walked out without him, the current bar staff say they feel someone watching. They call him the ghost in the green shirt. Brian Shaffer walked into the Ugly Tuna Saloona on April 1st, 2006, and according to every camera in the building, he never walked out. If you have any information about the disappearance of Brian Shaffer, contact Columbus Police or Crime Stoppers. Some mysteries refuse to stay buried.